Welcome to Give Yourself Grace. I'm your host, Grace Perry, and I am so thrilled you're here. As a content creator and coach, I've built a 6-figure business to help women step into their power and share their stories with the world. My mission is to empower you to embrace your unique journey and every season this life has to offer. If you crave entertainment, guidance, and tools to transform your reality, you have come to the right place. So come with me on this adventure and truly give yourself the grace that you deserve. Let's dive into the show. Holy crap, guys. We're here. Welcome to Give Yourself Grace, Nicole.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for just pouring into the show and for being here. I know you are a busy gal. We're busy besties at this point. Okay, so holy crap, there's so many things I want to ask you. Every time I get with Nicole, not only does she inspire me, but you motivate me to want to be better, not only like as a professional, but within health and, you know, your health journey and like how you help people, which is really why I started this podcast, to really dive into stories, but also to like inspire and help people, which is what you do every freaking day in your business. And so I want to just like dive in a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey and like how you got started. What was that kind of moment where you're like, okay, we're doing this?
I think I started because I was a horrible employee. I really don't like being an employee. Mm-hmm. I worked in sales. So I got out of college and I had no clue what I wanted to do with my life. So I applied to work at sales. I worked at ADP. I sold payroll.
Oh my gosh.
It was awesome. So random, but it was a great fit because I've always loved helping people and I just didn't know how. So I was helping small businesses with their payroll. We sold HR, that kind of stuff. I was so not passionate about it. And at the same time, I started to get really sick. So I lived in Maryland. I have never been like a super healthy person. I got sick all the time growing up, like had chronic sinus infections, chronic strep throat, got my tonsils out, adenoids out, had 2 sinus surgeries, like nothing helped. And it impacted my work, right? Like there were a lot of days where I just like didn't want to work just because I didn't feel well. And I also had, I don't know if I said this, I had chronic migraines as well.
Oh my gosh.
And they were debilitating, like in bed, puking, like couldn't see light. So I made a decision to quit ADP without a plan.
Love that.
I just quit and I was like, I will figure it out. At the time I was living in DC, commuting to Maryland, about a 40-minute commute. Wow. And I was just so unhappy and I knew there was more to life than hating your job. I mean, I didn't hate it. That sounds bad. I did love ADP. I met my husband there. Oh I had the best mentor ever. If he ever listens to this, Matt Toohey, I've never talked about him on a podcast, but he was truly inspirational and the best boss I could have asked for. Wow. But him and I decided like that wasn't the place for me. Like he was a good boss and good enough to be like this, you're not happy here. And happiness to me is everything. Like I really want people to know that they can like their job and like their career. Cause I think a lot of people just get into work just to make a paycheck.
Right.
Do you want me to keep going? I could just.
Oh my God. Well, so I'm like, how did you like even start with your health journey too? Because so you have all this going on. You're in a job, you love the people, you love the work, but there's just something, it's not fulfilling you.
It's not fulfilling me, and it was so stressful. So sales, like, you know, you're only good as your last sale, right? So it was like constantly like, what have you done for me lately? Like, you know, I was really good at it. I won a couple trips, but I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel because it never stops.
Yes.
So I actually quit and then enrolled in mental health counseling grad school. Wow. I was in Maryland, so this school called McDaniel, and I thought I wanted to help people that way. I thought I wanted to be a therapist. Quickly realized it was not for me. I hated it. I was working with really, really mentally ill people in Baltimore City, and just they had a lot of anger towards me, and it just wasn't a good fit. And I had a lot of guilt, like, oh my gosh, I can't help them enough.
Right.
So then I started a jewelry business. I have a really long entrepreneurial story.
I love it.
Started a jewelry business and was really sick. Found black mold in my basement and found a podcast on black mold, and that's when I got into my career now. I'm a functional medicine practitioner, and I own a functional medicine clinic. And the podcast and the mold changed my life. So being in that state of like, I was so sick, doctors weren't helping me. I was on so many different medications. I was at my wit's end, and I felt crazy because, people will be like, oh, it's all in your head, go to therapy, like you're on all the right medications, you should be better. If it's not working, it's a you thing. And I just was like at my wit's end and found functional medicine, became a nutritionist, became a health coach, then did a functional medicine training. And now I run a practice. I have 4 practitioners that work under me, and we see hundreds of clients a year, and it's so fulfilling. I love it, and I'm really happy, and I'm healthy now.
I love that so much. Okay, so what is functional medicine? Because I think there's a lot of misconceptions. People don't really understand what it is.
Yeah. So functional medicine is looking at the body as a whole, right? So if you go to, I just want to relate it to modern medicine.
Yeah.
So when I have PCOS and I had hormone issues, so I went to an OBGYN. But the OBGYN can only do so much because they practice under medical, like, diagnostic codes, right? So they could do what they thought the treatment was for PCOS, which is usually birth control.
Right.
PCOS is actually related to gut issues and inflammation and blood sugar imbalance. So if I had a blood sugar issue, which I don't, but if I had, let's say I was insulin resistant, they would send me to an endocrinologist. So there's a disconnect between, like, in modern medicine, and like they don't look at the body as a whole. So what we do in functional medicine, we look at your body as a whole because everything is interconnected, right? So your gut is connected to your hormones, your stress is connected to your gut, which is connected to your hormones. Everything is connected. Mm-hmm. So we do these functional labs, which you have to turn yours in.
Yes. Nicole did give me a mold test, everyone, and I have yet to do this test.
She needs to do it. But we do a lot of tests that your doctor won't run because they're not looking for a diagnosis. We don't care about a diagnosis. Mm-hmm. A lot of people come to us with autoimmune disease or like hypothyroid or some kind of condition, but the condition doesn't matter. How you got there matters. So that's what functional medicine is. It's looking at what are the contributing factors, what's actually causing inflammation in your body, and looking at your lifestyle and nutrition and your stress as well, because everything that happens to you on a daily basis plays into how healthy or unhealthy you are.
Totally. Mm-hmm. It's so crazy too as entrepreneurs, like, you try to just constantly
go.
Yes, go. But also like recognizing that, modern medicine doesn't always have the answers.
Yes.
And functional medicine, especially I feel like in the last 10 years, has become so much more prominent in modern media and like just the way that we talk about our health, which has brought so much more to the forefront. Like I never would have considered molds or like even thought about it as something that could affect us,
or
just, grab the spray and clean it up, right? But it's literally getting to the root cause of why we feel the way we do. Mm-hmm. So funny story, I actually did for social media management, I have a client who is also a functional medicine provider.
Oh, awesome.
And I was just creating so much content for that provider that I went to my doctor for my yearly physical. Yeah. And I was so curious, like, okay, how many tests are you actually running? Like, this is a yearly physical. We're supposed to be catching up on our health. There was like 2 tests.
TSH and glucose, probably. Yeah.
Like literally nothing. I'm like, yes, I'm relatively healthy. Yeah, I could always be better. But like, I was like, 2 tests.
Yeah.
Like here is my, client who's running hundreds to get to the root of what's going on.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people just don't even know what functional medicine is and go through this system for years and years and years and years and struggle.
And it happened to me, which is why I'm so vocal about my story too. I went to all the best doctors. Mm-hmm. I was on so many different medications and I felt so alone. And I'm so passionate about telling my story and telling people that there's another answer because it's lonely, right? Yes. Like when no one's listening to you and when you go to a doctor that's supposed to be the expert and the professional and you put all your trust in them and they just hand you a pill and that's it. Like there was no testing done. I did get an MRI, I got a CAT scan. My neurologist did like a reflex test and I was like, I'm sorry, but how is that helping my migraines?
Oh my
She's like, your reflexes are good. I'm like, but my head isn't.
Oh my
help me.
gosh.
And it's just, I've said it so many times, it's so lonely and you feel crazy. I felt insane, and the medication wasn't helping because there's so many different side effects of all these medications. They put me on prednisone for a month. That doesn't help, right? It's just causing all these different issues. So yeah, there's another way. I think there's definitely a place for modern medicine. My dad's a surgeon. There's a place for surgery. People need surgery.
Yes.
There's some people that need medication, but for me, I didn't need medication. I needed to remove gluten, get out of mold, balance my blood sugar, and change my diet and heal my gut.
Wow.
So that's how I am, in this industry, and I will never stop talking about it because it's an incredible place to be.
Totally. And I think when we talk about your purpose, truly you found a calling, you found it with your story and then wanted to help others, which is really what drives your business.
Yes.
And why you've been so successful. And I think so many people, when you become an entrepreneur, maybe you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, it's like, I have found a direct correlation to healing spiritually as well as physically, right? To get to a certain level of success. You can't be sick and want to start and build, 6-figure business.
Yeah.
But a lot of us do. We try to do it all without really getting to the root cause. So I think functional medicine is an amazing place to start, and just caring more about your health.
Yeah.
So what are some of the most common things that you see? And I know it's not a one size fits all, but maybe someone listening could resonate with functional medicine a little bit more. I know you had some crazy stories.
Yeah.
But what do you typically come across when you work one-on-one with people?
In the labs or symptoms or
Symptoms, labs, yeah.
A lot of fatigue. Everyone's tired. Everyone's living off coffee. No one eats enough. And if they do eat enough, they're eating usually the wrong things. So fatigue a lot. We work a lot with autoimmunity. So Hashimoto's, thyroiditis. We've seen a lot of lupus, a lot of Graves' disease, multiple sclerosis. The MS, I always talk about my sister. She was diagnosed with MS, and we've been able to reverse a lot of her symptoms and actually halt the progression of her disease.
Oh my gosh.
She has no new brain lesions, which is not typical for her type of MS. So we see just a lot of sick people. And the thing is, too, you don't have to be super sick to get help. A lot of men specifically come to us and they're like, I don't feel great. I'm a little fatigued. I don't have an autoimmune disease, but I want to feel better. And that's the best place to start, because you can reverse conditions and you can prevent them from happening by starting early. Wow. If you have an autoimmune disease, it's not too late. It's never too late. And you can always halt the progression or reverse symptoms, but starting early, I would say, is the most important part, even though that wasn't your question.
But no, but seriously, that's amazing advice too, how to optimize your health.
Yeah.
Even in high altitude, in Denver, we're at 5,000 feet.
Here.
It's rough. And I didn't realize when I moved here just how much more you do have to take care of yourself.
Oh yeah.
Even just water. How many ounces are you truly drinking a day?
And electrolytes.
Yes.
Yeah. Salt is good for us.
I know. It's so, so important. Okay, so talk to me a little bit more about your entrepreneurial journey and your big visions, because I also admire you so much, because not only are you building your business, but you and your hubby are also building your empire. And I think, once you hit a certain milestone, the world is obviously your oyster. It's all of our oysters, but I love when you talk about real estate and all these just incredible opportunities that you're now creating because you started this business.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, which I don't know that a lot of people do know, we own Airbnbs. So I own and operate 3 businesses, Ritter Functional Health, Automate Your Wellness Biz, and Holistic Health Expert. So my business took off pretty quickly, and I was a mentor for FDN, the program that I did for my certification. And a lot of people started asking me business questions, and I created a course called Automate Your Wellness Biz, and we basically teach people in the wellness space how to start and set up like the back end systems of your business so that your business can work for you, right?
Yes.
Because as you know, the back end stuff of the business is horrible.
It's terrible.
So annoying, but you need it, right? It's a necessary evil. And then my third business, Holistic Health Experts, I work a lot with mold. I've become a mold expert, unfortunately, because I've dealt with mold illness, my sister, my dad, so many, like dozens and dozens of clients. So I created a course, Holistic Health Experts, that teaches organic acid and mold testing.
Wow.
I created that with my mentor. So that, the other two businesses, they don't run themselves because nothing runs themselves, but it's, we sell courses. And then we own 2 Airbnbs. So I think that being successful and having money can be a good thing, right? Like it's a very good thing because you can do more and help more people the more money you have. So my husband and I, we love charities. We haven't found a charity we love here. We did a lot with cystic fibrosis in Maryland. I have a personal connection with cystic fibrosis.
Yes.
I did a lot of events for them, trying to find a good charity in Denver, if you know of any. I did RMA for a little bit and then COVID happened. But we have big visions a big vision for our life.
Yes.
And we have a son and we want to leave him a legacy. So he has a job. He works at Salesforce. He does a really great job. He makes a lot, but it's what you do with your money that will help you in the future.
Yes.
So we knew we wanted to invest in something. And business is a grind. Like it's really hard setting up Airbnbs. It's really hard work. We flipped them. So we did all of that. It was we didn't actually do the flipping work. Like I just designed it and someone else did the work, but it's exhausting, but it's so worth it because now they basically run themselves. We get bookings I got a booking this morning when we were doing a photo shoot.
So cool.
And they're paying the mortgages.
Right.
So we love reading, we love research, so we listen to Bigger Pockets. We've read a ton of real estate books. My husband really does the most work for that business because I'm so busy with my 3 other businesses.
Yes. Oh, just casually 3.
Casually 3. But it's, I don't like, and I hate saying I don't like being average, but I just see we're really hard workers and I love working hard and I love being able to provide my son and ourselves an amazing life. And I don't feel guilty about it because we work so effing hard for it.
Yes.
We're going to California on Thursday to take him to Legoland. And I'm just wow, I paid for that. It's so rewarding being able to just do things that I want to do because I worked hard and I deserve it. Wow, I've never said that on a podcast. I hope that doesn't sound weird. I feel guilty about that.
Do not feel guilty. That, I have chills because it's working towards an extraordinary life and having the confidence to say that that's what you want.
Yeah.
And I think so many of us struggle to get there and figure out what it is we want to pursue. And so that quote that kind of came to me, I was getting a download as you were talking. It was how much did they pay you to originally give up your dreams? What was the salary, right? Yeah. And so many of us get stuck in these cycles of trying to make ends meet, and there's no cap to what you can achieve as an entrepreneur. And that is, even though there's no cap to how much work you can do too, the work-life grind and finding that balance. Yes. But you're doing it, Nicole.
It took a long time. So, and I want to make that clear and that's why I mentor practitioners, because I want people to be successful faster than I was. It took me such a long time. I got sick 2017, 2018. I got my first health coaching certification in 2018. My first 6-figure year, I believe, was 2021, and now I'm multiple 6 figures. I don't know why I stuttered. Multiple.
Drop it on the beat.
So it's not. It comes easy to me now, but it was so hard. I mean, so much work, so many. And the jewelry business really taught me a lot. I made no money. All I did was spend money. I went to, the gem and jewelry shows. I bought all my supplies, would, go to school during the day, make jewelry at night, update my website, hired social media people, hired photographers. I was in boutiques. I was in magazines. I made no money, though. No money. And my accountant was like, Nicole, this is a hobby. This is not a business. So, you should reconsider. And that was really hard. I was like, wait, what? I love this. Like, it brings me joy. And he's like, okay, but it's a hobby. And that was hard.
Facing that realization.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a lesson, right? And it made me run my business, my health business, so much differently because, you know, I want to help people, but at the end of the day, it's a business, right? Like, you have to, and I have a team, right? I have people that I have to pay. They're all 1099s, they're not W-2, but we pay every 15 days, the 1st and the 15th. Like, I need to have enough money for payroll.
Yes.
So obviously, like when it was just me, I would, you know, give huge discounts and give some things away. Giving trades. Yeah, which were great. And that's what got me started. But once it transformed into like a real business, it's, you know, you have to take a hard look at the numbers, see what's working, and just being honest with yourself. Like, if something's not working, change it. Like, it is okay to pivot. And everyone pivots and no one really pays attention. Like, no one's really watching you as closely as you think they are because everyone else is like focused on themselves.
Yes. It's so true. So true. I think even just giving yourself the permission to pivot.
Yeah.
And like, even for my business, like, I really had to take a look at like how I'm working so much, but like, what is that translating to, you know? But you're the one who sets that boundary.
Exactly.
Like, no one is thinking about you, but like, also no one is going to set those boundaries for you. Now, and like, I think this is also a great pivot to boundaries. Like, how have you as an entrepreneur and all of the success you've had, like, really established boundaries? Because I think a lot of us struggle to get there and figure out what those are.
So that was a big learning lesson. I'm a recovering people pleaser.
Love that. Say hi. Hi, I'm Grace. I'm a recovering people pleaser.
Yeah, it's hard. One of my employees this morning messaged me about pay, and I messaged her back, and I was like, "This is hard for me to say, but no." I was like, you know, I'm trying to be nice, but like, figure it out. And that was a hard boundary for me to set, but it's important. And it takes just time and practice. Like, someone said to me once, like, flexing a boundary is like flexing a muscle. Like, you just have to do it over and over, and you have to stop feeling guilty. I had like this huge like guilt cloud that covered me for so much of my life. I'm in therapy now, which I'm shout out to Emily Cox. I love her. She's amazing. She, you know, has really helped me with like the guilt and boundaries. Like, it's not something you need to feel guilty about because you're protecting yourself.
Yes.
So I would say set them up first so you don't get burnt out. I did not have boundaries with my clients. I would let them message me like whenever. I would respond right away, and I would feel guilty if I, you know, didn't respond in a certain time. And now we have, you know, more proper boundaries with clients. Like, we message in the morning and the evening, and then you have calls. And it's part of health, right? You cannot be healthy and like mentally well if you have no boundaries, because then people are going to walk all over you, take advantage of you, and then you're going to resent them. And resentment is not a good thing to have. I've had a lot of resentment in my life, and like, okay, like, get over it, Nicole. Like, like, it's probably my fault that I have resentment.
But even that directly correlates to health, because it also creates stress. And then we keep that and that energy in our bodies, which then we come and see you about.
Yes.
We
You can always come see me, but create those boundaries first.
Yes. No, I think that is so genius. So I know we've talked a lot about boundaries and your journey, like, looking back on all of it, which I know we've dived deep, even back to your original, like, you know, first job, right? In like, from jewelry making, which, by the way, I did have a jewelry making store when I was in like the third grade.
Oh,
and I called it bracelets.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Yeah, but it
and
did
then
not
you
last.
grew up, right? Because I forgot to grow up.
I would buy your jewelry all day long.
Oh no, don't.
But seriously, I love that. That story alone is so powerful. And I know it's so cheesy, but like, what advice would you give to someone just starting out, or even like your younger self?
Yeah. About what?
About everything, about all of this.
About all life?
Yeah.
I would say like hard work beats anything. Like, if you just keep going, if you really want something, like, it's not going to happen for you. Nothing happens for us. Nothing is coincidence. Like, if you want something, go get it. And, you know, that may seem weird coming from someone in, like, holistic health, because I preach, like, you know, balance and, like, self-care and don't stress yourself out. But building a business is really hard, and it takes a lot of work and a lot of grind. And unless you have a business partner, like, no one cares as much as you do. So if you want something to happen, go do it, because it can happen. And don't give up. Oh my gosh, I said like 40 things. I'm a rambler, but
I love that.
Do not give up on yourself, because you are worth it.
I love that so much. Chills all over my body. Mic drop.
I'm too hot to have chills.
It's very hot in this room. Well, thank you so much, Nicole. I appreciate you
course.
so much. You are an icon, a goddess.
you're so
I
sweet.
know, seriously. I am obsessed with you, and I'm so grateful for your time. So thank you for
course.
coming on. Give yourself grace.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
And also, how can we support you right now? Talk a little bit about that too.
Yeah,
Where can people find you?
You can follow me on Instagram, Nicole Ritter Health. I have a bunch of other Instagrams as well, but that's my main one. And that's really it. If you need help, ritterfunctionalhealth.com. You can connect there. We have our services there. We work with adults and children.
Amazing.
And then if you're a health practitioner, I do mentor as well. So we can help you in a lot of different ways.
I love that so much. Well, thank you.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening. Your support means everything to me. If you found this episode inspiring, please share it on your social media and tag me. I'd love to thank you personally. And as always, sending you love and rooting for you. See you in the next episode.